Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Triforce podcast.
We're back.
What joy to have you with us.
Man. Ain't it just?
I've had a week.
Yeah.
I've had an interesting, slightly, 3 things, I'd say.
Holy
Maybe
shit.
4, actually. If I may, I'll be quick.
I thought I was going to have the most interesting week, but go ahead. I'm intrigued.
Well, hang on. I'm not saying it's interesting. It is what it is. All right, so I'll give you 4 things. But the first one is, I don't give a shit if nobody knows this, but I'm having a vasectomy next week.
Oh, nice.
But I'm done with babies. That's it. I don't want any more babies.
Is one of these things a lie, or are they all going to be truths?
No, these are all true.
Okay. Do you want to slip a lie in, and then we can guess?
I could do that. Yeah, sure. I'll think of one.
Are you going to freeze? Are you just going to freeze some of your juice just in case, or no?
No.
You're done. I'm
done.
All
I'm
right.
done. That's it.
Fine.
Vasectomy.
I don't blame you, man. Honestly, I think I was done at 2. 3, God bless them all. I love them, but 3 is too much. And anything above that, my hat goes off to you. I don't know how the fuck you have done it.
I know people with like 4 or 5 kids, and
same.
It becomes your whole life. Right? Like that's it. I mean, if you're going to dedicate yourself to something, I think looking after your children is very rewarding, and I would certainly look forward to it later in life if all my kids came back and they all had their own families, because obviously a big family, I love that idea. I
like the idea of a big family too.
Yeah, like I love that idea of everyone coming for Christmas. There's like 30 people. Like I know that probably sounds horrible to some people.
No. Do you know the thing I like about that the most though is that the very stereotypical, like, I just want to sit in a chair and fall asleep while everything happens around me.
Yeah.
But I like
it's
that.
It's just reassuring.
It is reassuring. Yeah, I want to see all my kids thrive, be happy, and come back to my house so I can fall asleep on a chair and they can be like, "Oh, Dad fell asleep again." But like that would be perfect. You know?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You know, I mean, if we'd had the money and the space and all the rest of it, maybe we would have had more kids and just carried on. If we were rich or whatever, I definitely would have had more. But I'm thinking, I'm 47 next month. Mrs. F is 47 this year. We ain't having any more kids, and let's handle this situation now. So I'm having the vasectomy. Next week. So I will be a little delicate for a while, but,
sure.
but it's not too bad. This is some kind of like keyhole surgery shit. The guy's really good.
Yeah.
But we had this pre-op meeting which is like a Zoom call, and I thought it was just going to be a few of us. There were 50 dudes in this Zoom call plus the doctor.
Well, yeah, because they gotta. It's one of those ones where I think because it's not like a huge life-threatening thing, they get all the trainees and stuff in, right? Like it gives them some.
No, dude.
Oh, what?
No,
these were actual consultants.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
These are customers.
Oh, right. So they just did a batch of you at the same time. At the same time.
I'm going private because the NHS for elective procedures you have to wait a very long time.
Right.
And it's 400 quid. It's like 400 quid all in. Job done.
Right.
And I was like, I'll do that. Like peace of mind and all the rest of it. There's 50 dudes waiting for their vasectomies in this week. This doctor does 25
at the same
day.
time.
No,
holy crap!
He does 25 a day. So he's boshing through pre-day meetings like every evening. He's a bam, meeting all these.
So he does 25 a day, and they're 400 quid each. Holy crap! I'm doing the wrong job.
Absolutely,
I'm imagining it like one of those gangbangs.
I
where
feel
there's
like
all those men stood around. And
the thing is, like,
in a line.
Does he really need to know like all the other stuff? Because it sounds like you could just really hyper focus on this one procedure and just become a king.
What he does. He does vasectomies.
So okay, but how much medical school would he have had to do? Is what I'm trying to get at. Like, do you need to do like 10 years or whatever, or can you just do like a quick, fucking 6 months, learn this one thing, learn how to do it really well, and then 400 quid a pop, 25 a day? Like, holy shit, man, that's crazy.
I guess the thing is, if something, first of all, I don't think anybody goes into doctoring thinking, I will be a vasectomy doctor. You know what I mean? I think they just specialize.
If it's 400 pounds a go and you could do 25 in a day, I would definitely be thinking about becoming just a focused vasectomy doctor.
Sure.
There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of juice to stop, Like
I guess it's like if something goes wrong, if you're a doctor who only knows how to cut balls, what are you going to do? You're going to be like, well, I'm out of ideas. I know how to cut into a dude's scrotum and I know how to cut his balls, but I don't know anything else.
No, well,
so they have to.
You don't need to know anything else. You're fucking rich as hell at this point. Who cares?
Like you've still got a medical degree.
I think there's something to be said for specializing in one particular thing, right? Like you got like dermatologists. You got like.
I'm a big fan of that. I'd rather be operated on by someone who knew what they were doing and done it 100 times than someone who.
The guy who shoved a probe into my ass and a camera down my dick, his whole thing was like very specifically men's urinary tracts. Like that's all he does. So it was great because he just knew what he was talking about. He was very quick with everything as well. And in fact, so much so that I thought maybe just a little bit more bedside manner, just like how you doing?
I think that's how you get.
He was like, get the fuck out of here.
You get progress as well, progress in those fields because these guys are such experts.
Yeah,
like he's going to vasectomy fucking conferences.
Well, yeah, I suppose he would.
Vasecticon 2022 or whatever.
Jid, that sounds like a good map idea for Hitman. I've been playing a lot of Hitman recently, and like some of the. I don't know if you guys have played it, but
vasectomy medical conference. That does sound like there should be a lot of ways to kill people.
The maps are always big, busy events and stuff, right? So a vasectomy conference could be a good one.
Could be.
Yeah, that's a great idea for the next
Vasecticon.
Vasecticon, but they're always working on some new fucking thing. Like some doctor will say, you know what I've been thinking, and he'll give some keynote speech and they'll all be like, oh, that does sound pretty good. And because they all have slightly different techniques and all the experience they've picked up. If you're doing 25 vasectomies a day, you're going to see some shit. We're going to see some balls at least. And the idea is you're gonna come up with new techniques and new
what are any potential like side effects or what can go wrong? Like, are there cases where somebody just like their balls are like tangled or something and they can make a mistake or like?
No, I don't think it's that because it's really very simple in there. It's not like uber complicated.
It's just a tube, right? You just like
it's literally a couple of tubes. Yeah. So here's the one thing. These are some of the things that can happen. First of all, you can get quite a lot of pain afterwards.
Sure.
Some people react better or worse than others, all the rest of it. But there's something called, and this is a term I've had to learn now. This is the weird thing about life is these things have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts to affect you, you're like, oh yes, of course. I now know the term sperm granuloma. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
So when they cut.
Carry on.
Go for it, Lewis.
You get like bits of sand in your semen, like it gets like
you're way off. You're way off.
You get like some granules.
Imagine it was because you're having your tubes cut, right? So I imagine what you get is a buildup of sperm at the end of the cut tube, right? And it could become like a tumor.
So it's the white blood cells attacking the sperm that are leaking out because they're like, who are these lads? Where are you going? So they're trying to round them up.
Right,
so it forms like a sort of clump of almost like a scar tissue.
Right.
Okay.
So
you just gotta make sure your pipes are good and empty. You just gotta jack off like 50 times before the thing. No,
that's the next. That's post. That's post. All right. So because it's not like your nuts when you cut it they just stop. Like the blood supply keeps going. It's just that they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So the sperm granuloma can be quite uncomfortable, and sometimes they have to go in and remove them. But more often than not, it just dies down over time, and your nuts just chill there, and it's all fine. After you've had the procedure, it's 20 weeks before you can submit a semen sample because it takes that long to make sure there's no sperm anywhere knocking about.
Right.
These lads are persistent. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Can I know this is something you don't like to do, Sips, but I'd like to give a shout out to sperm.
I would big ups. I'm fine with a big up to sperm this week. That's fine by me. Yeah.
They are fucking tenacious.
Yeah.
And God bless them. They try their best. Sometimes you don't want them.
And they taste great as well. Let's face it.
Why am I thinking of that gangbang again with all the patients?
Always comes back to this gangbang, this fantasy gangbang that Lewis can't stop thinking about.
I'm just imagining a room full of middle-aged naked dudes.
What is it? Okay, but what is it with any time you're about to have a procedure that has anything to do with your genitals or your ass? it becomes sexual to people. Like when I was talking about, I was telling Chad about like, you know, like my prostate and stuff like that. Almost every comment was like, oh yeah, is he gonna inspect it like with his cock? Is the nurse gonna ride you and like all this stuff? And you're like, it just, I don't get it. Like,
well, some people do. Why do
we reach for this low hanging fruit? Like anytime.
I don't find the medical setting particularly a turn on, but obviously, you know,
it's anti-sex, the medical setting. Like it doesn't. If you're in a gown and something has been in your ass and you've heard like the sound of a staple gun in your ass, you're not feeling very randy. Let me tell you.
Well, I guess it depends, doesn't it? Yeah,
well, I suppose so, but. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe chasing that dragon.
I think because those people are not very funny.
Well, I guess that may be. I mean,
it's just the most obvious joke. It's literally the most obvious joke.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not funny, and a lot of people are not funny, then the moment the very simple word prostate pops up, the idiot part of their brain kicks in. It's like the default British panel show joke kicks in. Oh, me say obvious joke. That's it. I think that's a fair and
so a couple of things about this. You know, do you reckon, like, the way you spoke about this, it was almost like it's almost like you had a voucher for it or something. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's what he got for his birthday. He just got like he got a voucher to have. He got an email.
It was like 15% off.
Can I just ask? And I mean, I know it's personal, and don't answer if you don't want to, obviously. But what prompted this? What's making you decide that you want to have this done? Like,
so after we had this is pre-COVID,
right?
We were like, you know, Mrs. F's been on contraception stuff for a long time,
sure,
and it's not particularly healthy to be on it for a long time.
No,
so it was like, maybe it's time I did my part.
All right, okay.
I said I was going to do it in like 2019, and I was going to do it, and then I had to go. I had like unexpected work came up, and you can't fly afterwards, and you have to rest and everything, so I put it off.
Right.
And then I was like, I'll do it after the summer because I don't want to, you know, not be able to go swimming and when we go on holiday. And then TI came around and all this stuff, and then COVID, and so it just kind of got pushed to the back of the heap. So this is not like a last minute or all of a sudden.
No.
This is years in the planning.
Right,
I just have been lazy or COVID or whatever happened. So
yeah,
and it's very easy to put off something which involves having your balls messed with. Yeah.
Exactly,
very.
It's
easy.
Not like it's on the edge.
You're not in a mad rush to have your balls.
It's not
messed
like
with.
God, I can't. I'm so excited. Well, but maybe some people are. I think the other thing is like, you know, I'm keen. You know, Sips, you're probably keen, right? Can we get like a 2-for-1? Can we get like a
vasectomy?
Can we get like a deal?
Honestly, like if my wife was like, yeah, I think you should get one, I would get one. I'd be fine. But like, I'm not like going out of my way to get one either. You know, It's a lot of hassle. Like,
okay.
It's
I gotta leave the garage, like go somewhere. Like, I don't want to do anything.
They're already messing around down there. You know,
I've been messed around with enough recently. I don't need to be messed around with anymore. But you know, if it was like, you know, if it was in the butt, yeah, for sure. But no, but like if it was like impacting my wife's health or something like that, then yeah, of course I would do it. But I don't know if I would just like. I wouldn't opt to do it. You know, like some people you meet are like, oh, I have to get one done. I'm just getting one done. Like I can't have another kid. I'm just going to get one done. And you just think, okay, well, I mean, there's other ways. You don't necessarily have to go and do that, I guess. But no, I mean, I get it.
I just thought, you know, it's pretty much the only version of male contraception that there is.
Yeah.
So it's my turn.
Well, no, I mean, obviously you could just, you know, wear protection instead.
Fuck that.
Wear a condom and just soak as well. Don't
just
move
while
you're in there. And then
I don't think hot baths is a very solid form of contraception. Leave a laptop on your lap all day.
Oh.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're in the meeting. We're in the meeting.
Wait, is this thing number one? You said you had 4 things.
This is number one. Yeah, this is number one. The meeting is a call to run through questions and on the day what is expected, you know, all this kind of stuff. And then he says, any questions? And there's total silence. And then one lad puts his hand up in Zoom, you know, that little hand icon. This guy thought he was fucking hilarious.
Right.
He had all these fucking stupid questions, and they kept coming. He pops up on the camera. He's not a very old guy. We all literally, all the lads were like pictures of me. They were all nearly 50, bald, bit chubby face, beard, and they're also like looking like fed up and like, let's get this over with,
Yeah.
Literally all me. And this guy's like, this is a direct quote. I'm a very lucky man. So, how long until I can start having sex again?
Oh.
And everyone's sort of rolling their eyes. And the doctor's like, well, you have to wait 20 weeks after you've had the procedure. And then you submit a semen sample by post. Fucking gross.
Yeah,
anyway.
right.
And then you get the all clear and you're good to go. And he's like, you have to make sure that you have 30 ejaculations before that you send the semen sample. Not all in one go, but in the weeks leading between
but
the
when is
when
is it safe to start ejaculating again?
I can't remember. I'll have to look.
I think it's pretty much within a couple days. I think it's like
no. I
quick.
think it's within a week. I think
Okay, so within a week you can start
like
jacking off again.
Yeah.
But then you got to make sure you jack off 30 times before you send
it
them a
has to
sample.
be 30 times.
You can't be like smashing your balls.
No,
around.
no ball
is there
smashing.
going to be some blood in there? Do you think?
No,
Good
I don't
Lord.
believe
Right,
so.
well-
I don't believe so.
Anyway, I like the idea as well, by the way.
Lewis,
that-
we're not all squeamish.
It's okay,
all right.
no, it's fine. I like the idea that medical school is some sort of smorgasbord where people could just go and try a little bit of everything until they find out which body part they like the best or want to dedicate their whole life to fucking with.
Yeah.
I don't know, that to me is quite funny.
But then he asked, how long until I can have an orgy? And the doctor was just like, what? Like, this is literally the question he asked.
Oh my God.
And
How long
everyone's
till
just
I
sort
can
of...
have an orgy?
Yeah.
Same answer.
It's like the same fucking answer. No one gives a shit if you're having sex. We are all grown men. We're all having vasectomies because we have had sex. You may be in your 20s and think it's hilarious that you're finally having sex, you fucking virgin, ex-virgin, incel twat, whatever, but just shut the fuck up and let us be grown-ups here for a second. It was like he was the first guy to have sex in this chat. We've all fucking had sex, buddy. That's why we're having vasectomies. Why do you think you're showing off by talking about the fact you've had sex to a group of men having a fucking vasectomy?
I had sex 3 times
so
and I
annoying.
cry every day now. So,
It's just what is going on? He was like in his 20s and he could not shut up about how much sex he was
sorry,
having.
I know I was on the call. I've got
in your
my
30s,
sex
buddy.
scheduled next week as well. Yeah.
It was just his attitude was so. It was like he'd lost his virginity yesterday and was convinced he was the only man in the world who'd ever had sex.
I think
that was his
sometimes
attitude.
people feel like they have to lighten the mood. I'm not trying to defend this guy, but this was not the right place for it. I'm sure.
We didn't need the mood light. The doctor's talking. We're all listening. End of story. Like, we all know what we're there for. Can we just get on with it? And he keeps asking these stupid questions, and it's just dragging this fucking meeting out more and more and more because the doctor's a professional and a nice guy, and he's
giving
trying to
like a
answer all these
long,
questions.
annoying answer.
Yeah, and giving genuine answers. And then I don't think it could get any worse, right? And this guy pops up and he starts talking about how he goes,
It's a different guy.
I don't know if this is the right forum to talk about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I've got some other health problems, and I've been through some stuff
for
lately,
God's sake.
and I found it really hard to ejaculate inside my wife. And we're all sort of like, where is this going? He's like, so I don't really know if this is going to help or if this procedure is a big part of it or whatever. It's kind of a complicated one, but and the doctor's like, right, maybe we should talk about this like off camera.
Man, do people just like not use their brains or what?
No.
Like that's.
I don't know what he was talking about. And he literally went on for like 5 minutes, and everybody's sort of looking at each other. I had the camera off because I was like, I don't want to fucking
Right. Jesus.
be involved in this. And I didn't have any questions because all the questions are answered in the fucking information pack. Or you can Google it. You don't need to embarrass yourself and this doctor and bore all of us with your stupid questions. And the doctor was like, well, you probably need some help with that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't care who knows, I'll tell anyone. It's like, I don't want to hear it, mate. It's not about you not being. I don't want to fucking hear it.
You missed an opportunity to be a hero of that call. You should have turned around and said, listen, mate, I'll ejaculate in your wife for you immediately. And Orgy Boy, When is it safe for me to fuck your mother? Thank you very much. Goodbye.
I wish
and
I'd
hang
done
up.
that and just left. Yeah.
Fuck those.
Well, it was just neither of these people had any idea how to talk and not come across as a twat or bore everybody. Just shut up. This is not the forum for that. What are you doing?
Man, you could have gone out with such a bang there.
So tedious.
The ultimate showmanship. Yeah.
As soon as the doctor said, well, if anyone's got any more questions, and I was like, please no. And he's like, oh, by the way, if anyone wants to leave, feel free. I'm just going to answer. And I was like, bam, I'm out of this call.
My God, man.
I just don't understand. It was baffling to me. So that was bad, but I'm not looking forward to the procedure, but I'm not worried about it. The guy's super competent, and it's not like end of the fucking world if it's painful or whatever. I think it'll be fine. You got to ice your balls for about a week afterwards and all that to prevent swelling.
Sure, yeah.
We can fucking crack on. I've had worse, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's I had this we used to go to events. There was this security guard we always used to know called Kev. Super nice guy.
Yeah,
kind of.
He's a firefighter. He's huge.
He must have been like like mid-40s.
He was the one that he is a very strong man.
He's very, very handsome and strong man.
Very, very handsome, good head of hair, but in his sort of late 40s.
But I felt his strength firsthand because I came up and grabbed Lewis and tried to give him a hug, and Kev didn't know who I was.
Very commanding voice as well. He's got a very sort of like authoritative voice on him.
That was at Comic-Con. Yeah. I came to give you a hug, Lewis, and he grabbed me like I was going to stab you. Yeah. And,
really? Wow.
And I was like, and you were like, it's all right, it's Period. And he was just holding on to me like he was going to absolutely
get him, Kev.
One. And then Kev was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Kill him.
So
make it quick.
So Kev was this guy who I think had a couple of kids with his first marriage, and then had a vasectomy, and then had a divorce, and met a new lady, and wanted to have kids again.
Yeah.
And so when he was with us, he was telling us about how he just had his vasectomy undone.
Like a reverse one,
the old Uno Reverso.
They just reconnect the tube.
That is not a simple procedure.
No, it's complicated.
And very, very painful, and not necessarily going to work. And I understand.
He could have just frozen some of his juice before, and then maybe he wouldn't have had to do a full reversal. They could have just done some test tube stuff with his juice or whatever, and then boom, more kids.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think he had his first kids when he was quite young, though, and I think he had a vasectomy when he was a younger man. Whereas I feel like you're probably his age having it done now. So it's like a second vasectomy.
Wait, Flax, how old are you now?
I am going to be 47 next month.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, probably about.
I have thought this through. I am very happy with my decision.
Yeah.
There is zero chance of me ever wanting more kids. That's the end.
No, I mean at 47, I can't imagine that. And I mean, Mrs. Flax is 47 as well, right? So
she will be,
past kind of like I think generally for women, and women do have children later, and they can do, but I think 40 is kind of like for a lot of people is.
Well, you say this problem's going to solve itself.
No, but I'm just saying.
He's saying that we're done.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a good idea to have it done because you wouldn't want Mrs. Flax to accidentally become pregnant at 47 either, because it's not great, is it?
When you run out of eggs?
The menopause.
That's the menopause.
Yeah.
That's the menopause.
Which is probably like in another
in your 50s,
10 years or so for
50s or 60s. Yeah. It varies. Much like
you can get it really early sometimes. It's rare.
You can early menopause.
You can get early, yeah.
I mean, a 67-year-old woman gave birth the other week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it does happen, but I think like a very general recommendation is about 40, right? To start thinking maybe, because I think there's certainly risks past 40 for things to be able to happen to your baby. Like there's But
I know lots of people whose parents were older. And it's absolutely fine. If it works, fantastic. No one's saying don't do it.
I
think people are just saying it's harder and you can have complications and all the rest. Because it's a huge strain on the body.
No, I was just reaffirming like your decision as well with some
so that was that.
Secondhand factoids that I've been presented over the years through being the father of 3 children,
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think it's very common for people to want it undone. I don't think that's very common at all.
No.
I mean, I'm happy. That's it. I'm going to be happy when it's done. End of story.
I think it's a lot easier for men to have it done than women, because I think we're trying to have your tubes tied is like a bit of a pain in the arse.
I mean, it sounds way more invasive.
Yeah.
The most critical part is that I have to shave my nutsack. That's the part that I'm most worried about.
Well, good thing you got a whole bunch of Manscaped grooming kits available.
Exactly.
You can put some nice soothing powder on those bad boys after you've done the full shave as well.
One problem. I did not ever foresee an occasion when I would shave my balls.
Right.
So we gave them to a friend as a gift.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They were delighted.
Right.
With the ball shaving kit, but
it's going to be awkward asking for those back now.
Can I have it back?
Hey, I made a mistake. Now I do need to shave my balls. Can I please have my Manscaped
Can I have it back, please?
Ball shaver back?
My balls are always shaved.
Sure, here you go. It's a little bit used. There's definitely some pubis in there I can't get out. Maybe you guys will have some better luck, but yeah, here you go. Here's your shaver back.
I've actually found I had two. They sent me two. I do have.
Oh well, there you go. What a relief! Oh man,
don't do it like the night before.
Get the balm on there after.
I know.
Get the balm on your balls.
You might
balm your balls.
Balm. You're right.
No, you do it 3 days before. That way, if there are any abrasions, in other words, if you cut your scrot, they'll heal up before the procedure.
Yeah.
I've read the fucking pamphlet. I know what I'm doing now.
Okay, for me though, don't take this like the wrong way, but I suppose I'm about to say it, and you can only really take it the wrong way. But
okay,
for me, medical stuff, I'm not feeling randy. But if I'm like shaving my balls or like my pubes or whatever, I'm feeling a bit randy. I don't know if it's just me or what, but like
I'm not going to be doing it.
If I had to shave my balls, I would be like, oh, this is a bit weird, you know, this is a bit fruity, like my balls are like totally shaved or whatever. I'd probably feel a bit horny at that point. I'll be honest with you. I hope that doesn't offend you or make you feel uncomfortable, but it's just a me thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else feels that way.
It's like you're thinking I'm getting all dressed, I'm getting all gussied up, and your wife's like, oh, it's a different man.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I would feel, I think I would feel like a bit.
Without his beard and moustache.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? But no, I just thought about that, like just as you were mentioning it. If I was in a position where I had to do that, I would feel a bit fruity doing it for sure. I'd be like, oh, this is weird.
It's fine. It's not. I don't think maybe it's just normal to me. I tell you what I've been watching this week. I've been watching The White Lotus.
Right.
Oh, it's great.
Is that about shaving balls and stuff?
No.
Any ball shaving in that?
No.
Vasectomy?
Is this series 1 or series 2? I haven't seen series 2 yet, so no spoilers, please. But series 1 is about a bunch of people that go to this amazing hotel called the White Lotus.
Oh.
And it's a sort of a tropical resort in Hawaii, like a 5-star hotel. It's like the super rich can only afford it, you know. So it's a little.
And it's excellent. It is excellent.
It's very, very good. So anyway, obviously everyone in the show is ripped, right? There's this one nerdy character who takes his top off and he's like totally ripped, and I'm like, for God's sake, he's like supposed to be a tech bro or whatever, like, or some sort of tech wizard who's invented some. I don't know what he's done, but they don't say that kind of thing. It's just a great show, but it just sort of made me think, like, you
want to groom yourself like, big time,
shaving your balls, thinking, man, I'm
staring at your abs in the mirror while you're doing it, just thinking, holy fuck, I'm so ripped. Holy fuck, I'm so ripped, and now I got shaved ass balls and stuff too. Like,
that's not going to be me.
Anyway, what was the second thing? So that was the truth. That one, we reckon.
That is the truth. If I made all that up, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
So Mrs. F went to see Abba on tour, but it's not Abba.
Right.
It's holograms of Abba.
Oh.
And they are somehow projected onto stage so that it looks like they are the holograms are walking around.
Yeah. They did that.
They're coming in and out of spotlights and things.
They did that with Michael Jackson after he passed away as well, because he was working on a big tour, and then they still went ahead with it, but they used like that hologram technology with him. Yeah.
Well, she went to see it, and she said it was mind-boggling. And she's a big Abba fan as well. Went with a friend of hers, and but it sounded like if you took someone from the 1800s and dropped them into this, they would and explained to them that those people were not actually there. I mean, it would seem like witchcraft.
Yeah.
It is like magic. And she said that they have these big, the way they have in these big stadium things, these big cameras either side, big screens either side.
Yeah.
So you can see close-ups.
Sure.
She said only when you looked at those screens could you see that there was something slightly off and they clearly weren't real people. But at a distance, if someone had just been at the back and hadn't been told, there's no way you would know.
Wow.
She was like, she was in the middle, like quite close to the front, and it just looked like real people.
Holy shit, man.
I don't know how the fuck they do it.
So it's not a hologram.
Okay.
It's one of those things that they use in Disney a lot. The that technique that they call it. What is it
animatronics?
It's like
no, it's not
like
animatronics.
Chuck E. Cheese. That's what it's just Chuck E. Cheese. Animatronics.
It's like the stuff they use on It's a Small World, the ride. You ever been on that one before? It's a small world after all.
So,
no, I've never been to Disney World.
Oh.
And second of all, what do you know about that song?
What do I know about that song?
Yeah.
Basically, what it says to you, it is small world after all. It's a celebration of all the different cultures and races of people on the earth.
Given that that's seen as the Disney song, where have you ever heard it used?
It's a small world after all?
Yeah.
I don't know. And actually, come to think of it, as many times as I've been on It's the Small World, the ride, because I've been to a couple of different Disneys throughout my 26 years on this earth, it's weird. It does feel like such a weird throwback. Like, I think it was in the original Disney park, and then they just kept it because it was popular. But it is a bit of a trip going on it.
It's weird because I feel like they play it because that's what they play.
Yeah.
But I don't think if you asked people, what's your favorite song from any Disney media, I don't think anyone would say It's a Small World.
Small World is just is a park specific thing, though. I don't think it appears in any of their media.
But Disney products, Disney TV shows.
No,
Disney,
I don't think
like,
Small
toys,
World factors into any of that.
I guarantee you it does, because I've found toys that will play It's a Small World, and I'm thinking, what exposure do kids have to that song?
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. The going on the ride at Disney, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like you ever hear it.
No,
it's not the theme tune to a TV show. It's just so strange that it's persisted as like the Disney song, even though I couldn't really say where I heard it or when or what for. No. It's just it's that famous song. It's like, is it? Because I don't even really fucking know where I got it from. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that is weird, actually, now that
I don't
you
know what
mention
it's tied to.
No.
I don't know what it's associated with other than a fucking ride at a
Yeah,
theme
but
park.
I think that's it. I think it just started life as a ride, and then they probably, because the song became popular over multiple generations or whatever, they probably just thought, we could probably just make some toys that features it or whatever.
Yeah,
but I'm sure that it started as a ride at Disneyland.
I'm just wondering, is it popular? Like, if they never played it again, would there be
the ride itself is insanely
that?
popular. Every time I've been to a Disney where they have that ride, there's a queue for miles to get onto it.
I'm pretty sure all the rides at Disney are popular.
So this is what they did, right? Rather than doing like a tour, they got the members of Abba got dressed in these suits, picked like motion capture suits for like apparently like 5 weeks, and were like scanned.
Did they have to all go in separate rooms because they all hate each other?
Maybe that's why they didn't want to do the
They didn't want to be Bjorn again. They didn't want to go through it again with Bjorn and the other Frida.
I'm sure like doing
Olga.
a 6-month tour would be an absolute nightmare for these guys because they're pretty old now anyway.
Yeah.
They were digitized and younged up a bit and made into like basically given like video game avatars.
Incredible body of work on Abba. It's insane.
But then apparently holograms are kind of shit, right? Like you have to be stood right in front of it to see it, and it's really boring. So what they did was they filmed like the whole concert with them actually doing it, but then CGI'd them, and then they use a like a 65 million pixel series of 3 enormous TVs to like mirror like this illusion called Pepper's Ghost, which has been used for hundreds of years, where you can like make something appear like it's on the stage when it isn't. It's used in a lot of Disney rides,
right?
And like these techniques to make it appear that people disappear and stuff like this. It's quite a famous one, but they've built a whole custom stage to make it appear that they're there.
That's
and
neat.
It's going to be going for years apparently. So
yeah, well, why not?
It's like it's just a good idea to have like an alternative to.
They should get that set up permanently in Vegas or something. Like when the tour is done, that'd be cool. Why not?
$200 million to build the stadium and stuff. It's crazy.
It was nuts. So yeah, she went to see that.
Nice.
That's a thing.
That's really interesting, actually. I didn't even know that was a thing. I would actually be tempted to go see that.
Just to see it, right?
Yeah, right, yeah. But I mean, I quite like Abba as well. I like a lot of their stuff in a weird way. I don't know. Like, it's a little bit... Like, on one hand, I'll listen to, like, really hard gangster rap, and then on the other hand, I kind of like Abba as well, so I don't know. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, this is the future of touring for all these old folks, right? Like Paul McCartney or Elton John or Bruce Springsteen.
Well, Elton John's done now, right? He's done his last tour, but he could potentially... But he doesn't
need to be done.
He doesn't need to be done. He could do
just
one
sit
last...
at the piano and be scanned. Yeah. And then they could just broadcast it for years.
Can they do it with like archive footage? Like, could they potentially, like,
I have no doubt that they
motion capture Elvis and then CGI him on, and then everybody
I think it's kind of a nice idea. Like, there's Elton John fans, there's Elvis fans all over the world, right? You could go to an Elvis concert with Elvis lovers and watch Elvis dance around as a hologram.
And Elvis could crowd jump and land on you, and you can feel like you touch him and then kiss him a bit and stuff too.
Right. Right. Like, okay.
I have no doubt that this will absolutely be a thing, but this will be done with artists that are dead or that have retired, and it's basically you're paying to see a virtual image of a dead person dancing for your entertainment. All that money's going to some big corporation. People are spending less money on live acts that are actually alive acts, not dead acts.
Yeah.
It won't stop them. There's no moral argument you can make against it that will actually succeed. So I have no doubt they'll do it.
Yeah.
But I prefer seeing actual alive.
Yeah. The only thing that you'd miss out on is, like, occasionally, like in between songs or whatever, sometimes they'll say a couple of bits and pieces, or they'll react to like something like someone in the audience has done or whatever.
Get an AI to do it.
You could do it. Yeah. I was just going to say, like, it'd be funny if they had 6 or 7 different runs of the show, and then they could just plant actors in the audience to like say something, and then have the CGIs respond at the right time or whatever would be kind of interesting, just like a little detail sort of thing, but you make it feel a bit more live and not like you're just watching something pre-recorded or whatever. But in a general sense, there are little things that you do miss out on, right, for it not actually being live, which the spectacle of it in itself is worth it and fine.
But the thing about these live shows is that they're very similar, right? Like a comedy show will have their material, and it's not like every venue they do an entirely new set. It's almost beat for beat. Sometimes they do a bit of improv back and forth with the audience and stuff like this, but most bands are the same every time. So what's the difference between having that? You could see it in the cinema with people, like a theatre performance being shown in the cinema or something like this. Like, I don't really have too much of a problem.
Yeah, I guess none of this would really impact it if Adele did it, because the show would still be boring as hell. So,
so wrong. It's just the hill you've chosen to die on there.
I'm not dying on this hill. It's just funny.
Well, you're gonna have to, because the Adele fans are gonna fucking kill you.
No,
I'll tell you.
Do you know what? I've had very little backlash about the jests made towards
That's
Adele.
True. Your very unfair criticisms of Adele,
yeah,
hardly a whisper.
No,
but your
very
very fair critiques of Wisconsin
and not paying a charity at a zoo for some reason have prompted some very angry backlash. But whatever, what can you do? I guess.
I mean, here's one from Brady. Dear lads, Wisconsinite here. I just finished Mailbag 10. I thought I'd join the Wisconsin Defense Front. I have lived in Wisconsin since I was 2, and it's a wonderful place. We may not have beautiful ocean views, but the views of Lakes Michigan and Superior are breathtaking. The people of Wisconsin are known around the states for being some of the friendliest in the nation. Come by Milwaukee sometime. Walk into a bar. Make a lifelong friend instantly. Thanks for reading.
I don't think I can set foot in that state now, because I feel like the angry mob will just hunt me down and tie me up, lasso me down or whatever they do in Wisconsin and kick my ass. I don't want it. I don't want to have my ass kicked in Wisconsin of all places.
Well, you got a lot of emails about Wisconsin that I'm going to skip. A lot of Jehovah's Witnesses is also a very popular topic at the moment.
Oh, right.
I've got a lot of emails. Tips on moving to Canada. Here's an email. This from Jared. Tips on moving to Canada. Number 1, don't. That's the entire email.
Right, okay.
Don't. Yeah, it's a different place now for sure.
Canadian spirit. That doesn't feel.
Do you know what?
Canadian.
I think the cost of living in general in Canada is just skyrocketed as well, right? It's hard to buy property there now. It's hard to. It's hard to just.
It's hard to buy everywhere. It seems.
It is, yeah. But yeah.
I'm writing in today as an apology from all Wisconsinites. This might please you. On behalf of the writer who threatened to shove a filing cabinet up Sips's arse. As a lifelong Wisconsin resident, this listener who's only lived here for 6 years does not represent all of us. So now they're infighting.
Wow.
There's infighting within the Wisconsin.
That was my goal all along. Take Wisconsin down from the inside.
They do then tell you have to visit Wisconsin. So
all right.
Fair.
What can I do while I'm there, though? Make it worth my while. It's like, do they do any conventions or anything there? Maybe they'll do BlizzCon Wisconsin or something, or something like something fun. BlizzConsin, yeah, maybe they'll do BlizzConsin, or maybe I'm trying to think if there's maybe like Wu-Tang will tour Wisconsin at some point or something that I can go and see them, and then two birds with one stone. Visit Wisconsin, eat some cheese.
I like to do two things at once. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
wherever I can. Maybe you should get the vasectomy there.
Yeah. Maybe go get your vasectomy in Wisconsin. Go see a Wu-Tang concert, and then fly home.
Make a friend in a bar.
Yeah, make a lifelong friend in a bar.
I refuse.
Lifelong friend in a bar.
I'm not fucking flying all the way to Wisconsin to have my nuts chopped. No thanks.
Right, okay. Well, now I guess maybe they can direct their angry emails at you now. What, Wisconsin's not good enough to chop your nuts, mister? My nuts are better than your nuts?
Precious balls, huh? They just slam a slab of cheese on your ball sack and call it a day. That's it.
Yeah.
Lewis, I want to keep my data secret on the internet.
Oh.
Is there a way?
Well, do you use incognito mode?
I do.
I do. Because that does not do anything.
What?
Really?
Your internet service provider can still see every single website you're visiting.
God. Oh my god.
It doesn't provide any. All it does is clear it locally.
All right, that's a problem.
So I'm on a database.
So that's why even when I'm at home, I use ExpressVPN to go online.
Will it mask my
matter.
horse porn addiction?
It indeed will, from your internet service provider. ISPs across the world can sell your data to other people, and they may use it for unscrupulous purposes.
Those scoundrels.
So protect yourself when you're online, whether that's at home, in a cafe, in a hotel, in an airport. With ExpressVPN, it reroutes your internet connection through encrypted servers, so your ISP can't see what you're doing.
No, thank
God.
And
it keeps your privacy. You don't even notice ExpressVPN's on. It runs in the background. It's very easy to use. I recommend you do it. So tap one button, you can connect across the world, and you can use it to get around and pretend you're in different places in the world. You can pretend to be a super spy.
Nice.
Browsing from anywhere, from Bahrain or Brunei, wherever you want to go. Please protect your online activity today with the VPN rated #1 by Business Insider. That's expressvpn.com/Triforce. You can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. expressvpn.com/Triforce. To learn more, thank you, and on with the show.
I've had a cold all week. And I'm meant to be going out tonight. I am going out tonight, but I'm going to have to drug myself up before I do.
You're going to wear a mask?
Yeah, take a Berocca. And,
I've been taking vitamins. I've been taking Centrum Advance every day this year, and it has made a genuine difference to my well-being. I'm someone who is generally vitamin D deficient, like all of my countrymen. It's something that we don't get the sun here. I have the curtains drawn because I'm playing Tarkov, and I need it to be dark so I can see the baddies in the shadows. So I don't get a lot of sunlight.
I've had a lot of sunlight recently because I seem to spend all my damn time standing on my driveway talking to builders. So that's been fun. We have a lot of work happening on our house, so actually it has been really fun, but it's just a lot of upheaval, as you can imagine.
Yeah, well, I think vitamin D is a thing that all of us don't get in the UK.
It's true.
Enough of in these 2 months, and it can really affect your mood.
It's really
you can get one of those. You can get one of those seasonal lights for your office, Flax. It's like a really bright light. Apparently, it can add some pep to your step.
I tried one there.
I didn't love it. I've got to admit, it bothered me a bit.
Because the thing
It'll wash you out on your webcam.
It's not that. It's just that it fucks with my sleep. Oh, thanks.
Oh, right.
It fucks with your sleep. Having light on at night. Oh, sorry.
Well, I just yawned as well.
Yeah.
I think we all just yawned.
It's
Sorry.
what is it? Seasonal something disorder?
Seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, that's
sad.
right. Sad.
Sad.
Yeah, you can just get a big light for that, or like Flax is doing, you can have some vitamin D,
go outside
supplements,
would probably
go
be good.
outside for a walk. Man, I think we all should probably exercise
So that
more
was
than
true,
we do.
was it? You went to the Abba concert.
I didn't. Mrs. F did.
So you,
Yeah,
all right.
he didn't
I
go.
see. That was the
Yeah.
lie.
Which would have been a clever lie, because then it's not even
Wait,
me.
that was number 2, so you have 2 more?
No, so I didn't say that I went to the Abba concert. I said that Mrs. F went to the Abba concert.
Oh no,
I know,
but I was saying
only
you said you
messing
had
with you.
4 things, and that was only the second
Well,
one.
one of them was that I've been sick all week.
Oh, sorry, that was the
Okay.
third.
I
Time.
was just going to say I've been feeling sick all week.
Oh, right.
We-
Are you
we
still
can
playing a
believe
lot
that.
of
I think
Tarkov?
Hell yeah.
Holy shit!
That's not a lie either.
No.
So it's been a good wipe for you then. This
I've been
wipe.
I've been
And
doing
what's
loads-
the streets map like? Have you played it much?
terrifying. I don't go there on my player. I just go there as a scout.
Is it a very sweaty map?
Very. All the
Right.
Chads go there, and it's chaotic.
It used to be Lighthouse was the one that all the.
They still go there, but
Oh,
it's
right,
like
okay.
it's just it's very hard. It's entered that point in the game where a lot of the casuals have given up.
Yes.
And now it's just Captain Sweatlord and his mates.
RoboCop
so
and
it is hard.
RoboCop
yeah.
Junior. Yeah.
But I found a new strategy, which is I spawn in and I'll just sit there for 20 minutes hiding in a bush. Wait for
I
them to
tell you
kill
what,
each other or fuck off.
it
and then I
works.
go and do stuff.
It
does,
works.
yeah.
I completed so many quests last time I played just doing that. I would lay down in a bush and then I'd go make a tea or whatever, come back. In game I would eat and drink because
Yeah.
I'd be almost dead, and then yeah,
And then go do my quest.
any quest where I had to like kill scavs with a certain weapon or anything
Yeah.
like that, you're free. After about 20 minutes, most players are done. They're all
dead or
loaded up and they've left.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah, it's a good
Wow.
it's a good strategy.
What
yeah.
a weird game.
Yeah.
Have you
It
played
is
that
very
Dark
weird.
and Darker, Flax?
Yeah, I've been playing that with the lads a little bit, not
Yeah.
a huge amount, because it's very bare bones.
It is, yeah.
There are two maps. One of them is the queuing solo map, and one of them is the party map.
Yeah.
And the maps at the moment are pretty uninspiring, in all honesty.
Yeah.
The combat's fun. The classes are all pretty good. Some of them
Yeah.
are better than others.
I
It's
don't
fun
know.
enough.
For me, it's fun enough. I don't hate it. I didn't feel that I didn't like the combat at all. It
pretty goofy.
suffers from the same. Yeah, it feels janky and it suffers from the same thing. A lot of those like For
Indie
Honor,
games suffer from.
Chivalry. It so often nothing connects. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm using a dagger and I'm following somebody. I'm right up against them. I'm stabbing and it's just not hitting them. It's like I don't know if it's like some desync or something, but like
I
it
think
just
it's a
it feels
skill
like
issue.
shit.
I'll be honest with you. I think we just bad.
Well, maybe.
Because I've seen lads that just barbarians just run in and just domey everybody. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
clearly us.
Yeah.
Like in Chivalry, would be that one lad that blocks, like, he'll fight 3 people, block everything perfectly, slap everybody in the head, and you just think, okay, I'm not that good. This lad's better, so
Yeah.
fair enough. It's a problem with multiplayer games that essentially there's going to be a skill gap.
Yeah,
That's why
I
I do
suppose.
sometimes quite like taking a break and just playing against the computer, because you think, I know I can beat you.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll fucking wear you down and figure out your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Whereas a human being, you beat a shit human, and you think, well, that was silly. I just defeated a 9-year-old. That's what it feels like. Like there's no glory there.
Yeah.
Like I killed a lad in Tarkov the other day. He must have been deaf, because I was jumping on the rock next to him to get into position, and he was just fucking fanning about. And then I shot him, and he's spinning in a panic, doesn't know where I am. I shoot him again, he's spinning, and then he shoots at me and misses, and I shot him and he died. It was tragic. I didn't feel good.
No,
It didn't
yeah.
feel like an accomplishment. Everyone was laughing. I felt terrible for
a
this
kill
poor
is a
lad.
kill, I guess. Though I mean,
But it felt cheap. And he was
Yeah.
like the same level as me. So I just bumped into me. I killed myself. A lad who's got decent levels. I'm like level 36, but clearly is not kitted out
Just,
mentally or physically to fight
it
another
sucks
player.
to think though, and I'm speaking for myself here. Every time I die, somebody feels like that about me. You know, like you get
This poor guy.
RoboCop comes
Yeah,
down, comes out of a room and just sees me fumbling around trying to pick up,
Yeah.
military grade circuit boards off a shelf or whatever. No situational awareness whatsoever, and domes me. Yeah,
Yeah. But I think those guys they almost feel like you're wasting their time.
yeah.
They're like, oh, he hasn't even got any good loot. There was a thread on the subreddit the other day. How come every time I kill someone, there's some Timmy with no good gear? This is shocking. Well, I don't know what Battlestate Games should do about it, but I was like, this guy finds the game too easy and is complaining.
Yeah.
By the way, the Tarkov subreddit is the most complainy community I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it is unbelievable.
It's a punishingly difficult game, so it will lend itself perfectly to the entire spectrum of the game's player base complaining about the game.
It's so fucking complainy. Sometimes legitimately, but sometimes they're just. It's like every little detail.
It's like every game, though. It has issues for sure. There's definitely some weird audio issues with the game. There's definitely weird desync. There's definitely hacking and cheats in the game. There's the sort of staple complaints. But then, there'll be matchmaking complaints.
It's just everything.
Every time I go in this room, there's no good loot. Every time I access this cupboard, one time I got a video card from there, and now I've made a spreadsheet. I've tracked it. 120 times I've been there, no video card. Like, it's just it's dumb shit like that. Yeah.
Or people posting, there's no humor to it.
No.
So to give you some idea, one of the other communities that I read a lot is the Football Manager subforums, right? And the subreddit. And it's genuinely funny. It's just people posting bizarre results or funny pictures or sharing funny stories. Hardly any complaining. And it's amazing to me. And I think the difference is that the kind of people that play Tarkov and the kind of people that play Football Manager are two completely different groups.
Yeah.
There can be overlap. I play both.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that play Football Manager only play Football Manager. And a lot of people that play Tarkov are just absolutely invested in games. They consider themselves like gaming chair enthusiasts. You know, these guys are fucking taking it ultra seriously.
Yeah.
So to them, when something goes wrong, they're going to, this is unacceptable. Yeah! Whereas Football Manager fans like, wow, I wonder why that happened. It's almost like they lack the experience of complaining about games to really know. So the subreddit for Football Manager is just a joy. It's way more fun. Whereas Tarkov is just a grind. It's just people posting clips of themselves dying and saying, was this a hacker? What's happening here? And then arguing about how shit, whether someone will say, no, your shooting was bad, and someone will say, what ammo you were using, and blah, blah, blah. Just back and forth. It's so tedious.
Yeah.
It's weird that these communities are fostered by the type of game, though, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, if your game is like the same with the Dota subreddit, it's fostered a very sort of strange community there, and it definitely is. It's more chill, like certain games. Like, I don't know, I'm on the Anno subreddit, for example,
right?
And that's quite. It seems generally like, look at my beautiful cosmetic build that I built. Or stuff like this. It seems a lot more like, I don't know, like the game encourages you to build beautifully, and so people post cool things. Cool
that's a totally different type of game. I mean, Tarkov is a hardcore PvP,
and so people are scummy.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of egos on it, with people who think that they're better than every other player, and people struggling to even get decently good at the game, and it's going to be completely different, right? It's like, go to the Planet Zoo subreddit. Nobody
is there one?
Yeah, well, there's one for every game, but again, it's a game where you can just build these beautiful things and enclosures and stuff. So the subreddit is all about people posting pictures of these incredible things that they've made, so that you can go on there and be inspired and do the same or copy it or whatever, you know what I mean? But there's like no complaining. The only time there's any complaints is if like one of the DLCs is like not as good as the other ones or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be little things like that, but for the most part, it's all very positive. It's like, oh my god, I adopted 5 pandas and they're so cute. Here's this 20 screenshots of them eating bamboo in their enclosure, like, it's just shit like that.
What have you guys done this week?
Man, I have played so much Hitman Freelancer, it's unbelievable.
That's it?
How is it?
It's great. It's like it uses all the maps from the campaigns of Hitman, and so Hitman 3 has now combined all of the Hitmans together in like the new engine that they used for Hitman 3 or whatever, or maybe it's the old one. I don't know, but everything is accessible through one game now. You can play all of the Hitman 1 campaigns, Hitman 2 campaigns, all the DLC, everything, and it's all in one game. So you can go back to all the maps and do all the achievements and challenges and shit like that. But then there's this new mode called Freelancer. It's kind of hard to explain, but you have a safe house that you can slowly build up over time. It's all cosmetic unlocks just for, completing stuff, but it's pretty detailed and neat as well if you like that sort of thing. And you basically go off on missions, and it's taken each map, and then it just adds 1 to 4 targets, and it'll just randomly pick one of the NPCs on the map to be a target, and then you just spawn in somewhere, work your way towards the target, take them out, and then leave the map, right? And so this is all done over a campaign. There's like 4 stages to the campaign, and then there's different difficulties for each map. So you pick like a dossier, and you'll get like 3 maps randomly, and there's like a theme to each dossier as well. So like you can do like assassination, so there'll be bonuses for you killing things with sniper rifles or silent pistols or whatever, and there's other ones where there's bonuses for like poisoning targets or drowning them or killing them with traps. Like it lends itself to all these different play styles in the game and stuff.
Is it randomized what you have, or did you pick the mission as well?
You pick the mission, but the targets in the mission are randomized, and then some of the particulars about the mission are randomized as well. So you get paid.
I like that.
Paid money for the challenges that you complete successfully, alongside just a payout for completing the mission. And you work your way through like 20 missions.
Game mode.
But if you fail a mission, you have to restart at the start. So like, and then you lose stuff, but you gain like all of the weapons in the game you can collect in your safe house. Like there's this huge gun rack and melee rack, so it's like a trophy room effectively. And then you have like what are called freelancer tools, and they're things like remote explosives, poisons and shit. So if you lose a campaign, you lose all your freelancer stuff, and you have to build it back up again for your next one. But if you're really good and you just finish campaign after campaign after campaign, you're going to have tons of money, tons of freelancer tools. And then it makes it even more interesting, because as you're picking your missions, you're doing like planning inside your safe house, right? You're like, okay, I'll get paid $2,000 for killing somebody with a fiber wire. I'll get $2,000 for poisoning a guard, and then I'll get $1,000 for killing 3 guards with a sniper rifle. So I need to bring a fiber wire, and there's like weights and stuff as well. So if you take a sniper rifle, it weighs 3, and you might only have like 11 gear capacity, right? So all of a sudden you're thinking about what you're going to take, what challenges you're going to do and stuff. And then there's all these like challenges within the challenges as well, that unlock trophies that get displayed around your safe house and shit as well. It's so good. It's just really good. I hated it at first because it was so hard, but now that I'm really into it, I love it.
You're a big Hitman fan.
I played Hitman 2 a lot. When chat convinced me to play Hitman 2, and I'd never played a Hitman game, and it was
it's good, huh?
Hitman 2, you could play the first level for free, if you remember. That was the big thing. It was almost like a demo. You could play the first level for free.
Was that the one at the house with the bar, and you could do things like drop the lighting rig on a bunch of people, poison the drink. Yeah. It's a good level. It's a
good map, but a lot of the Hitman maps are really good, really well designed, just really fun sandboxy maps to just go around murdering people and stuff.
Did you play the one where you arrive at like a country house as a detective? You're in disguise as a detective, and you meet all the extended family of this guy, and you can kill them all with the photographer in the garden when they're all lining up to take the family photo.
Oh no, I'm not sure. Is it? No, I don't know if I have actually, but
it's great because you put this wire into this pool of water, and you rig it up to the camera so that as the cameraman takes the photo,
it electrocutes
the entire family. Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, there's some really good ones, but there's stuff you can do like that in Freelancer, but it's a bit more like imagine like rifts in Diablo. There is definitely like a sort of randomized element to it where they've just tried to extend the game on to be infinitely replayable, even though it already is very, very replayable. Like you can go back and do missions completely differently. There's stories in all of the missions. There's different ways to kill the targets and stuff. But this randomizes a lot of the aspects. So you're still playing on all these cool maps, but you never know where the target's going to be. Like if you're on
I think it's like, is it called Hitman? What game even is this? I'm looking for it. Hitman World of Assassination?
Yeah, Hitman World of Assassination is now all the Hitmans. 3. Yeah.
So it's now just like an online.
Yeah. So
it's all of them.
It's everything.
At once.
World of Assassination is just like the default category for
it's a bit of like
all
a
the Hitman
update.
games.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, it's a free update, and it's just a new game mode. But I've really been enjoying it. It's great, and
that's crazy.
You have a vault that you unlock after I think it's like level 10 or something. You unlock a vault, and when you go in there, it's just like you've got like a computer hooked up to the stock market that you can use like 3 times a day, and sometimes you lose a lot of money or sometimes you make a lot of money, and as you earn more and more money, riches start appearing in your vault. So like there's like pallets like full of cash, there's gold bars, there's like paintings and busts, and then if you lose the campaign and you lose all your money, it just goes back to nothing. Like the little details are so fucking good. Like it's just great. The house itself is just this spectacular mansion like out in the woods, and then as you progress through it and you level up through it, you just unlock these new cosmetics for it, so you can get more paintings, living room furniture, like you can deck out your bedroom, and then you can get like a mixing unit, so you can mix your own poisons and shit. Like you've got like the gun rack downstairs, and you can hold all your melee weapons and everything. It's good fun. It's worth checking out for sure.
For anyone that wants a totally the opposite, it's a grinding, turn-based, hex-based World War II strategy game called Second Front. Made by Microprose. Believe it or not.
Of course,
they're
yes,
back, baby.
Holy shit! Is this a new game?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
what's it called?
Second Front.
Lewis is just like all
right away, straight up.
What's this called?
So it is very hard. It's kind of.
Oh my god.
It's kind of like Advanced Squad Leader. If you've ever played that, I would say it's like 99% of Advanced Squad Leader, but lacking a few fundamental things. The dev is very active. It's a lot of campaigns and missions to play. It starts off saying all the campaigns and missions are locked, but knowing what we're like, you just click the unlock all button and you can play whatever you want. So it's just put on there for choice. It is very, very hard. But you can play as any of the 3 major factions. You can play as the Yanks, you can play as the Ruskies, you can play as the Krauts. So yeah, go for it. It's if you like that kind of game. If the term hex-based, turn-based World War II strategy game appeals to you at all, I would say give Second Front at least a glance, if not a purchase. I've been enjoying it, even though I've often Alt F4 rage quit it. It is hard.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That sounds like a classic war game. I played a few games this week because it was Steam Next Fest, so I've played a few things. Honestly, I'm not being blown away by this year's games. Nothing's really excited me at all.
Right.
I played System Shock. This demo of
the new one,
a remake of System Shock.
I got in trouble with the guy Night Dive Studios that are making that. I backed the Kickstarter of it 4 or 5 years ago when they started working on this.
Right.
And I think 3 years ago I called him out on Twitter and he demanded that I 1v1 him mid, as if that was going to in Dota, as if that was going to fucking settle anything. I kept getting updates saying here's some more artwork and no game. For years, and they made their goal comfortably. Nothing. So if this ever does come out, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
It's coming out in March.
Did you 1v1 in mid in the end?
So in fact, it might be out by the time this podcast goes out. God knows. But no, I played it. It's a bit janky.
I don't doubt
it. Very old school.
Yeah, I mean the original is very, 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 very hard and an old school game. It was great when I played it. It's like 30-year-old game. So if you're just doing a frame for frame remake with better graphics, first of all, I don't see how it could take that fucking long, honestly. And second of all, people are going to hate the mechanics in the game because it is really old school.
It's really out of date. Yeah. And System Shock 2 is a lot better. But they've done a deal where you get enhanced edition of System Shock 2 if you buy System Shock, this remake. So I don't know, it's still a classic game. I also played Dread Templar, which is like an old school 90s shooter. Where you run around with a shotgun and you shoot pixel things in the face at great speed. I thought that was pretty good. And there's a couple of there's loads. There's every game, as always. There's like a little town builder. There's like a little space thing. There's like a little platformer. I don't know. And so I'm always a fan of these festivals, but none of them grab me. So maybe maybe we've burned out of the good games that were developed during COVID, and now we've just got the dross again. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking at my wish list on Steam. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh, that's meant to be good, though. Those are meant to be really good.
It's on coming soon.
Oh, right.
I added it in 2019.
Right.
Around this time, 2019. So I added this on my wish list 4 years ago.
Yeah, I've Paradox have been struggling with this because I think they've play tested it. Every time they play tested it, people haven't liked it.
Right.
I told you that I met the team making it at GDC, and they were very unusual. There was like a guy with white hair and gloves on, and he was very.
Where the hell do you
weird.
even see your wish list? Oh, there it is. Store wish list.
So okay. I think it's one of those. I'm not saying it's trapped in development hell, but I feel like
it's going to be
I feel
coming
like they've
soon
had to
for some
rejig
time.
it a lot because it wasn't like I think based on testing they were like this game isn't going to do well.
Oh my god, my wish list is a travesty. Holy crap!
All of my stuff is coming soon at the top. Atomic Heart, which I was really looking forward to, but I've now discovered a lot of very shady things about it. There are videos you can look up about Atomic Heart. Comes out later this month. I think it comes out in about 11 days apparently, but I'm probably not going to be purchasing it now given what I've seen. A game called Urban Strife, which is like a Jagged Alliance-y kind of game. Operation Harsh Doorstep, I don't even know what that is, I've completely forgotten. Burden of Command, guess what that is? World War II hex-based strategy game. Metropole Sim, which is some kind of city building thing that looks quite good. Shadows of Doubt, which is an immersive noir game.
That's made by my friend.
Yes,
my friend Cole.
Because someone
played
you guys have played it. I really, really want to see how
that's neat. It's
a
really
demo
neat.
On Next Fest.
Right.
Yeah, it's neat.
So Blood Bowl 3, which I am no longer looking forward to, because I played it during the beta several times.
He's fallen out of love with Blood Bowl. It's happened.
Well, I stopped playing Blood Bowl 2 because I was sick of the rule set, and I wanted Blood Bowl 3 to change things and be better. And they've made the UI worse and the game worse. So they've improved a couple of things, but they've still got the same.
That's what beta's for, though, to get
yeah, but I played in 2 of the beta launches, and they were both terrible. So I don't think they're listening. Scold against the Black Priory, which looks like a very old school top-down RPG horror, which looks okay. Jagged Alliance 3 might be good, you never know. Alliance of the Sacred Sons, I'm really looking forward to that. That's got a lot of hype around it. House Flipper 2, which I will actually play because I need a game.
Oh, House Flipper 2 is coming out?
Yeah, this year, Q3.
Oh, wow.
Terra Nil, which is a procedurally generated sort of strategy game, puzzle game.
Oh, I played Alliance of the Sacred Sons and I hated it.
Okay.
I absolutely hated it.
But you hated Tarkov. So, I mean, we're different people.
We played, we played PUBG. We played PUBG together.
Alliance of the Sacred Sons is like a grand strategy RPG. It's like a space-based RPG.
And no good?
Like Stellaris style. And I played it and it was an absolute train
Lewis, did you ever play Workers and Resources Soviet Republic?
Well, that was a year ago I played it, so it might be better now. I did play Workers and Resources. I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
You gotta play it more. You gotta figure out what you need to do, and then
I need like a decent. You need to teach me. Can we play together one afternoon?
Like
show me why.
I can try to. It's been a while since I played it, but yeah, I could probably walk you through it.
I want you to like get me in the door because I think I just couldn't get over the start. Like there's this incredibly tedious tutorial, and then it like throws you into a map and it's like do things, and you're like, what
getting set up is a little bit difficult. But once you've got set up and you've got like an industry, it starts to open up a little bit, and then certainly getting logistics, trains and shit like that, it's awesome. Oh my god!
Let's find a time where you can just play it with me.
Do it. Yeah, that'd be good.
Stalker I don't mind 2 joining your stream.
Stalker 2 coming out in December. Apparently, that might be fun. Espiocracy, which was like a World War II strategy game with spies, I think. Company of Heroes 3. I'm kind of tentatively meh about that, but we'll see. A game called Starfield, which is like a single-player open-world RPG in space.
That's the Bethesda one. Elder Scrolls game.
That's the what?
That's the new Bethesda game. It's a very big deal.
It's like fucking cyberpunk hyped. There's some fucking game called Starfield or something.
It's like the most hyped game there is at the moment. Yeah,
but it's on coming soon.
Sure. It is coming soon, yeah.
I added it last year. I've got it on there. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mars Tactics looks like Laser Squad remade. Blight Survival.
Yeah, I didn't like Mars Tactics.
Okay.
Holy fuck, your
Blight
wish list
Survival.
is huge, man. Jeez.
Great Houses of Calderia, which is a medieval indie strategy game. Android Simulator, which is quite interesting looking, adventure game. Darkest Dungeon 2. I know Lewis didn't enjoy the Darkest Dungeon 2, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's not done yet, though.
Mars Tactics. I hate Darkest Dungeon 2. That was a terrible game.
A game called Corpo Nation, which is like it kind of looks like Papers, Please.
Nice
kind of game.
Flax, have you played Surviving Mars?
Is that the Paradox one?
Yeah.
So
it's in Jingle Jam.
I tried. It was very difficult.
It is difficult. Yeah, I think it's meant to be really good once you get decent at it, though.
I don't doubt it.
But
it starts off. You land and then you've got little drones that go around and do things.
Yeah.
So I just found it very fiddly and difficult, and I'm not very bright, so I struggled with it.
Right.
I thought it was really intuitive.
I found it. Really nice. That's what I'm saying.
They got a whole bunch of other surviving games now too, right? Like Surviving the Abyss, which is like an underwater one. They got Surviving the Apocalypse.
Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. You looking forward to that? Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader.
I'm not a
RPG.
I'm not a Warhammer guy, really.
Me neither, but this looks really, really
all right, okay.
Rogue Trader is a very old Warhammer RPG franchise where it was kind of like this D&D sort of setting. That's the idea, that you played these interesting little characters and you went on a adventure as like kind of a privateer or like a sort of a rogue on the in the universe. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like any Warhammer IP is kind of like, we've made a game. Can we put it in the Warhammer universe because it will sell 10 times as many, but it will cost us hundreds of thousands of pounds to get the IP?
It has to be the most used IP for games.
It has to be. Yeah, it's got to be one of the biggest. Yeah,
it's been.
Well, I've talked about this before because you can see games who clearly made their game to be a Warhammer game, but then didn't get the IP and so had to make up their own universe for it. And then vice versa, you could see games who were clearly going to be a game, but then they just tacked on the Warhammer IP at the end.
Chaps, listen, I have to go and stand out on my driveway and get some vitamin D with the builders, so we'll have to wrap up.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Industries of Titan. That's another one that looks quite good.
Yeah.
That is out. That's the first game that's out.
It's actually pretty fun, that one.
All right, I'll look at
It's okay. I didn't like it.
Yeah, but you don't like anything.
No, he doesn't.
I do like a lot of games.
He likes shaving his balls, apparently. He does like that.
Ball-shaven, game-hate fool.
All right, thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Peace, bye.